Women want men who know their value and not men who fall in love emotionally. Remember, never chase. Are you a new member? Welcome on board. Now, what is value in your eyes, Isaac? How can you define that something is valuable? Something has a value. You can only define it when it can deliver a specific action and that action has benefit. Or that result, or what it holds, or the existence of that thing has a specific benefit. Okay? And I can only know that something has a benefit if it doesn't strain to deliver the benefit. Because when it is straining, then it is using energy. And when it is using more energy, then it is molding itself so that it can deliver the value. And now, the itself, it has no value until it uses energy to mold itself in a specific way to give value. But remember, human beings are not machines. Because when you mold yourself in a certain way to produce a specific value, then you are a machine. So the value of the machine is to mold itself so that it can deliver a specific benefit. And when it doesn't deliver, you have to quantify it or modify it or examine it so that you can build, you can repair it for it to deliver the value. So when Hannah feels attracted to you, she doesn't want to repair you for you to deliver the value. But she will act in ways which will be the action. And this action will give a specific perception, and the perception will be in a form of energy. Depending in which form of energy you will be, Isaac, you react and respond as if you are not the itself. And you have to modify yourself using the energy by how she will act in a certain way through energy. But now the energy has been forming itself in a specific way. It has been a habit. And the forming of that energy can stop forming itself and magnifying itself when you stop giving out the benefit so that you can have value, but you are the itself. Most of you guys, you abandon yourself, which is the value. The existence of a man has value. And the doing and acting, it is high value. Again, the existence of a man has value. And the doing, involving, communicating, that is the high value because you are experiencing not to deliver the value because the value itself exists in you. Rather, you are becoming a higher self through knowledge and not becoming a higher self because you have to deliver the value. You fall in love emotionally because you abandon the itself, the one self, for you are getting attached. So you are using more energy. For you can be a whole, an important human being, Isaac, when you have the certainty of Hannah's love and intimacy. Now you are abandoning the nature of the itself, that is the value, and then you become an image that you create in your mind, and the image will not deliver an image that she expects from you. When she is acting in a certain way to get a specific benefit from you, get a specific benefit from you, then it is a confirmation that she has to act that way to do what? To repair you. So at this very moment, you are the machine and you are not the itself, which is the one self. So the value doesn't exist. When I act as if I am not the one self, but I am the other person that the lady wants me to be, then I will act as if I am the other person. So I will have to abandon the one self as this present self. But now I am removing the value to come up with an illusion of value. When you come up with an illusion of value, you are doing what? You are magnifying the negative energy and living in a universe of illusions. Because you think the outward physical world will have a specific impact on you positively when you deliver a specific benefit. I am acting this way as Hannah because I have a belief system, or I have a specific way of observing someone, and I know the observation in that very moment will cause a specific reaction from them, for they will have to abandon their self, which is their self is the value that exists in them, to become a different self, and that different self will deliver my own definition of value, because the definition of value, it's the benefit I want from them. And now I am doing what? In the same process, I am repairing them. But we are not machines. And when I am repairing you, Isaac, I am removing the higher self. The becoming of the higher self, rather the itself. Because I have to remove the value for you to deliver the value I want, or for you to become a machine that delivers my desires. And those desires won't be enough for me. How so? It's a loop that I have been creating consistently, expecting a specific return. But every return I get from any man, I disregard it. He's falling in love emotionally. I don't like him. But I acted as if I care too much. I am sexually attractive. I show so much love. Not that I am doing it purely, but I am doing it to do what? To repair him. I am repairing your perception. So I am forming a specific reality for you to see that reality through my lens. And when you fall in love emotionally, I got what I wanted from you, which is the value of the itself, or getting rid of itself. For getting rid of itself delivers what? Delivers the action I want you to act for me to get the value. I perceive it is value to me. Even when it's not that valuable, I perceive it as valuable. So you have to see what I want you to see for you to deliver what I want you to deliver. That is why I tell me, don't fall in love emotionally. There is no falling in love. There is only doing what? Loving. There is no, I can't live without her. There is only experiencing. There is no, I think she wants me to act this way. That is why she cares. No. You came up with that image and you are observing Hannah, loving Hannah, caring Hannah, giving some value, acting in a certain way to Hannah because you want a specific return from Hannah. The return is she has to love you more because she is attractive. So you are observing Hannah through a specific lens. And she made you observe her through that lens by appearing attractive. Because she knew that illusion will work on you. And it's a continuous movement that has been existing in you. And any lady who can be around, act in a certain way, have a relationship with you, you will fall in love with her emotionally. Because you can only be valuable and be a oneself, the itself, when she exists. But that is what? Enslaving yourself to an illusion that doesn't exist. Yet again, we have to go beyond cynicism and not be naive. This is Isaac's private life, Isaac's relationship, or Isaac's marriage. He has kids, he has a wife, has built a house for the wife, and maybe he has a car, right? Right? Every time Isaac leaves to work. Okay? With the car. And then Johnny also leaves to work by foot. Right? So Isaac uses a car to work. This is the company right here. This is a company. And yes. Right? Here's one fact. Isaac is always disappointed. It doesn't matter how much effort he uses to deliver everything, build a house for the wife, for the kids, buy a car so that the wife can respect him, build a good fence to fence the house for safety, okay? So that the wife, who is Hannah, can see value of Isaac. So, what Isaac is doing, he is in a psychological world. And the psychological world, it is an illusion that building all this and giving this psychological world to Hannah and feeding her this perception will deliver value. And Hannah finally, eventually, will respect me. I'm trying to simplify things so that I cannot use psychologically consistently for you to complain that it's all mental. I'm trying to simplify things for you. Now, delivering this psychological perception that doing all this will allow Hannah to see my value and respect me, that is an energy of expectation. So you are in a resistance phase. And Hannah is in an energy of not enough. Because removing her, okay, or pushing her to this psychological world confirms to her that I am more valuable, and he is trying to prove his value to me. And the only way I can act nice is when I get again a specific return from Isaac. I need what? I need a pool in my house. Not that a pool will make me happy, but a pool will sustain Isaac working for us and thinking that the pool is creating peace. And I can see the value. Johnny has been working in the same company Isaac has been working, right? Or maybe he has his own business, right? He also has a wife by the name Christine. Yeah. Right? And then he has kids who go to school, and then he has also fenced the house. But Johnny doesn't care. Again, Johnny doesn't care what he does. All he cares, he is experiencing this marriage the same time he is working, and he can only deliver a specific value when he knows he is in a state of delivering a specific definition of value on the physical world, because we know it's not value. So Johnny is creating a specific life whereby he has a relationship with Hannah, they have kids, but he is not pushing himself to deliver a specific house so that Hannah can respect him. He knows the same time he's building this, he can lose it anytime. So he rather experience it, learn it, enjoy it, by operating on a higher self and being aware that anything acquired through energy, it will all be lost through lack of energy. And now, doing everything with an expectation uses again more energy, which means it is destroying the one self. And the one self, it's what needed to exist in Johnny for it to experience what it is creating. That is what we call value. You know your value. So Johnny is not attached to her because he is fully aware that even when he is experiencing and creating, he can lose it anytime. So the same time he is enjoying. He doesn't expect to lose it, but he is aware that nothing is permanent as far as it is using energy. Even himself, it's not permanent. So let's just live at the moment, do what we can do, enjoy and build what we can enjoy, and at the same time, learn. So he is operating from a higher self. The higher self has a one self. I'm trying to use logic. So from this, you think now, when Johnny will start to compare himself to Isaac, he has a beautiful house, a good wife, kids, and the marriage is so exciting, or the relationship is so healthy. No. Isaac is never happy. He is never satisfied. He is always suffering internally. But now, Hannah is always starting chaos and turmoil because you entertain this by starting with it. You thought you are using that to bait her, but you are using that to create a specific human being that will mess with your internal state of being, and you will never be happy. Because now you can't change her, for you created this perception of reality that I am not good enough unless I do something for her. Okay? And then from point A to point B. This is who? This is Johnny. We are all using one energy, but the motive is different. So if the motive is different, even when we are using one energy, one of us is using more energy. Again, we are all using an energy, the one energy that exists in the world, right? Now, Isaac might be using the physical energy, the mental energy, the emotional energy, and then the psychological energy that is also mental. Johnny is using physical energy most of the time, and maybe sometimes emotional energy, right? Isaac is becoming. But Johnny is forming. We all have to meet at point. See, the one who is becoming has to abandon the oneself, so that at point C, it cannot be A, but it can be B. Again, you, Isaac, when you are becoming B, so that you can meet C, you are abandoning A to be B, so that you can be at C. For Johnny, he wants to become B, but every time he moves with A. He moves with the one self. So when he reaches C, he reaches who? He becomes who? He becomes A, B. So Johnny is more satisfied because of the experiences he has been choosing to experience without more expectation, more analyzations, more judgment. For he was using less energy on the physical world only to experience, to form the higher self, to become A, B. That is the one self with knowledge and experience. For you, you have been using the physical energy, the mental energy, emotional energy, and then psychological energy. You reach here when you have already burned out, and you left the one self behind, because the one self won't deal with this. Rather, it's just what exists. So when the one self never existed, you were operating on a different image that you came up with, which uses more energy of these. And abandoning these creates conflict. You have to become B without A. This is when there is suffering, turmoil, never contented, always blaming yourself. And at this point, you will get a lot of anxieties. To Johnny, anxiety is a normal state of being that exists in a human being. And you have to experience that to see the treasure that comes in it. And he has experienced that state and understanding that it exists in a human being. The one self enjoyed the anxieties, and now Johnny knows how to deal with them without even trying to deal with them. Rather, it's just part of him. And he is enjoying life using less energy. He is more happy. But for Isaac, what is he doing? I have these anxieties. I thought I will get everything, then everything will be okay. I can't just understand anything. I thought that becoming B, it will solve the A. No. Becoming B magnifies B to create more problems. Like you get more money to get more anxieties because you are becoming a different human being thinking it will solve A. But the A has already been in a state of value. It's only experiencing learning to become A. That's why you are suffering. And you think Hannah will never see your value. No, she will never. Because she doesn't want you to fall in love emotionally. Rather, to know your value. We are saying you have to carry this person to be AB so that it can be the AB that has experience. But abandoning A creates more problems, and at this, the mind will be dark. Thinking you are attractive, you have six-pack, you have muscles, you have a house, you have assets, you have to get yourself a wife, then things will be okay because you can get women. And you will get them, even 10 of them. It won't solve the problem that exists in you because you thought acquiring those, it will solve a specific problem because women gave you a specific perception of your existence. Are you a new member? Welcome on board.